Nathan Hayfield grinned as he blew out the 14 candles on his birthday cake as Ulrich, Amelia, and old Billy cheered. Unlike in years past, he had wished to keep his celebration intimate. Thankfully, old Billy's flute playing had improved dramatically as well, and so he provided a festive atmosphere to the small gathering. Ulrich's men had reported House Clay and House Raven spies posing as merchants just on the edge of town that same afternoon. So early that morning in the Hayfield manor, Nathan had promised his father that a larger party could be had once the threat of their enemies was no longer so immediate. Old Billy's flute skills weren't the only recent improvements. 2 years had passed in a flash as Nathan had continued to train relentlessly around the hamlet of Dunshire. During that time, his transformation could only be described as undeniably impressive, yet completely unknown to the outside world. The first major difference was his height. Natural puberty growth, plus the dexterity elixir and hours of hard training each day had paid off, and he was now the height of many fully grown men. However, the largest difference was in Nathan Hayfield's overall strength. Over the past 2 years, Nathan's training had evolved. At dawn, he continued his weighted training hikes and Assura eye training at the mountain's peak, except now he spent an extra 30 minutes standing under an ice-cold waterfall on the way back down. As his body turned numb, he concentrated his focus on breathing calmly and tried to keep his muscles from cramping up. In the afternoons, he trained in secret against a maze of heavy steel training bars. He had the local blacksmith design in order to save the local forest from losing too many trees. After practicing the same few strikes 1,000 times, he sparred with the bars until he lay on the ground from exhaustion. Finally, in the evenings, he soaked in the dexterity elixir and prayed by moonlight to the heavens for the strength he needed to save his family from their many enemies. After such intense training for so long, Nathan had continued to level up faster than anticipated, breezing through the apprentice stage right into the master rank. Once he reached that point, the leveling up had slowed, and although he knew he was beyond Master Level 1, he was not certain just what rank he was. Once a warrior reached the master levels, it became infinitely more difficult to level up. The only true way to find clarity on what level the warrior was at was to put the warrior's skill to the test in battle. Regardless of what master level Nathan had achieved, he felt confident that he could protect his family from Lord Byron Clay and the High Lord Raven. Lord Byron shouldn't be a problem, since everyone knows him to be a Master Level 1 spiritual fighter. My only real concern is the rumors surrounding the High Lord Raven, which suggests he is halfway through advancing to Master Level 3. Even High Lord Lightstone, the most powerful lord in the fiefdom of Godric's land, besides Duke Godrickson himself, was only a Master Level 3. So as long as the more powerful warriors of Calandria stayed out of this squabble, Nathan felt confident he could contend with his father's foes, even if it meant putting his second lease at life on the line. Nathan smiled at his family as they cheered while he cut into his birthday cake. Admiring their cheerful appearances, Nathan's resolve deepened. Despite an initial difficulty relating to them right after taking control of this new body, Nathan had grown only fonder of them. They were his family in every sense of the word. That glint of pride in my father's eyes, the look of joy in older sister's smiles, regardless of my enemy's strength. I swear, I'll stop at nothing to protect them. I've got the power of Assura on my side, and I'll use it with all the strength I have inside of me. The power of Assura was another major reason Nathan had advanced so quickly. This form of magic was so powerful that it allowed the caster to excel at surprising rates. Where many spiritual warriors might take years to advance a single level in the apprentice stage, Nathan had risen up like a comet, in no small part due to the power of Assura coursing through his veins. The power of Assura was such a rare form of magic that it had been known to overpower higher-level opponents with weaker forms of magic. This was why Nathan was confident that he could take on the High Lord Raven no matter what. Regardless of his true master level, he knew the power of Assura would give him an edge. "Come on now, little brother. Share a piece of cake with us." Amelia smiled as she took the cake-cutting knife from Nathan, who had been staring off into space for a moment. Nathan laughed as she took over serving the birthday cake. During the past 2 years, Amelia had completed her studies at the local school and was now learning the medicinal garden family business full-time under the anxiety-inducing tutelage of Torrin Lilliford. It would have been simple enough for Amelia to spend her time relaxing in the manor or asking their father if she could attend balls in the nearby cities, but Amelia had little interest in such things. Even her spiritual fighting strength was beginner level 2, because she had no desire to inflict harm on those around her. What truly fascinated Amelia and impressed her brother was her desire to heal. One night last summer, Nathan had overheard Amelia speaking with their father about her desire to become a healer like Sir Yara Shira. When Nathan had been dying with his skull cracked open, Amelia had felt helpless, and that moment had clearly left a mark on her. Nathan recalled her words then as she began to munch on a birthday cake. "Not the least, Father. I was too young to save Mother and too weak to save Nathan. I don't want to fail anyone else ever again." Nathan knew that Olrich had simply shrugged off her remarks and told her to focus on her studies with Torrin. But Nathan chuckled as he recalled the many nights he'd seen her slip out of the manor to go meet with Sir Yara Shira. "I imagine she wore him down and forced him to take her on as a pupil. There's just no other way to deal with her when she's set her mind to something like that." Nathan couldn't help but laugh aloud as Ulrich shoved cake into his mouth, coating his beard in white icing. "What is it, lad? What's got you chuckling?" "Nothing, Father, but I wonder how fast you're aging, considering how white your beard has gotten." Old Billy and Amelia also burst into laughter as Ulrich turned his cake-coated beard toward them. "What do you mean, boy?" Ulrich couldn't help but grin. He had not paid much attention to his own son's advancement, but that was only because over the past 2 years, he too had changed dramatically. The dexterity elixir and his son's own training fervor had rubbed off on him, and he had just recently become a Master Level 1 spiritual warrior.
Please subscribe to the Pocket FM YouTube channel and press the bell icon for instant notification. Check out our channel for more such exciting shows.